All right, so are you ready? Let's dive deep into the world of hand luggage inspector interview prep.
Oh, yeah. A world that most people only see from the other side, the stressed out passenger side.
Right.
We're
Right.
going to flip the script. We're going to get you ready.
Exactly. You got your stack of sources, you've got career guides, you've got sample questions.
We're going to make sense of all of it because, let's face it,
Yeah,
this job, it is way more than spotting an oversized shampoo bottle.
it's a lot more.
There's a lot more to it.
Public safety.
Yeah, public safety, but also psychology, technology, maybe even
Oh, yeah.
a bit of detective work. We're going to dig into all that, and of course, we'll talk about how RoleCatcher's AI can give you an edge in this competitive field.
Big time. Okay, so first things first. Paint the picture.
Yeah.
What does a hand luggage inspector actually do? Beyond the basics, I mean.
Okay, so picture this. You're at the security checkpoint, the heart of an airport or train station.
I can see it.
Every bag, every passenger is a potential puzzle.
Wow.
Right. You're not just looking for prohibited items. Right.
You're analyzing behavior. You're spotting inconsistencies. You're using high-tech tools to really assess those threats.
Right.
It's fast-paced, blend of procedure and intuition.
Intuition. That's really interesting. It sounds like you need a certain kind of personality to thrive in this role.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Attention to detail is a must.
Eh.
But so is the ability to remain calm under pressure,
Yeah.
to think critically, to make
Yeah.
really quick decisions.
Sure.
And of course, we can't forget the importance of communication.
Absolutely.
You're going to be interacting with people from all walks of life, often in stressful situations.
Right.
So you got to keep that cool.
I mean, it's like being a detective, a psychologist, and a customer service rep all rolled into one.
All those things.
Challenging, but also kind of exciting.
It is. It's a very dynamic role.
Keeps you on your toes. And speaking of challenges,
Yeah,
the work environment itself can be pretty demanding,
Like-
right?
absolutely.
Long hours on your feet.
Potentially in confined spaces, exposure to various materials, some of which, who knows, they could be hazardous.
Yeah, that's all part of it.
Yeah.
We can't forget about that.
Right, and let's be honest, you're going to have to deal with the occasional impatient or even unruly passenger.
That's part of the package.
That's part of the package.
That's part of the job.
Right, that's where those conflict resolution skills come in.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
And this brings us to a crucial part of your prep, really the heart of it all. The interview.
The interview. Yeah.
The interviewers, they want to see if you've got what it takes. Not just in terms of knowledge, but also that personality, that temperament. Are you the right fit?
And that's where those sample interview questions come in, right?
That's right.
They're like a sneak peek into the interviewer's mind, helping you anticipate those curveballs and craft those killer responses.
Exactly. So let's dive into some of those questions. First up,
Yep.
describe your experience in hand luggage inspection. Now, even if you haven't done this specific job before, don't panic.
Don't panic.
It's all about transferable skills.
Right, if you worked in a fast-paced retail environment,
Exactly.
you've probably developed serious patience, the ability to stay calm.
Under pressure.
Under pressure.
Yeah, think about any experience where you had to follow procedures meticulously,
Sure.
maybe handle sensitive information or equipment.
Okay.
Connect those dots for the interviewer.
Right.
Show them that you understand the core values of this role.
Okay, that makes sense. Now, this next question seems pretty straightforward. What are some common items that are not allowed in hand luggage? But I have a feeling there's more to it than just listing off, like, the obvious.
It's not just about the basics.
Yeah.
You got to show them, the regulations, go beyond the basics. Mention things like power banks with wattage exceeding the limit, certain types of batteries, even seemingly harmless items that could be used as weapons.
Wow, see, I never thought about a power bank, right?
Yeah.
This is why we're doing this deep dive. This is great.
That's why we're here. And here's where RoleCatcher's AI comes in handy.
Okay.
It's got a vast database of prohibited items.
Really?
So you can really brush up on those specifics. You'll be ready.
It's like having a personal encyclopedia of hand luggage regulations, right?
Sure. This is a great tool.
In your pocket? I mean, this is fantastic.
And remember, the interviewer might throw in a follow-up question.
Okay.
Like, why are these specific items prohibited? You got to be ready to explain the reasoning behind those regulations.
Okay.
Show them you understand the why. Showcase that understanding of safety protocols.
I see. So it's not just about memorizing a list.
It's the why.
It's understanding the why.
The why.
Okay, now this next question. I think a lot of people would dread this. How do you handle a situation where a passenger refuses to remove an item from their hand luggage?
Oh boy. All right. So this one is all about your conflict resolution skills and your ability to adhere to protocol.
Of course.
So the key here, you got to demonstrate a calm, professional demeanor while still maintaining that firm
You're
stance.
going to be firm.
Yeah, you got to stand your ground.
So walk us through how you would approach this situation.
Okay, so first, calmly and clearly explain the regulations.
Okay.
Emphasize the safety reasons behind them.
Okay.
If they remain uncooperative, you reiterate the policy and explain the potential consequences of noncompliance.
Okay.
You might even offer alternatives like checking the item or having a friend or family member take it.
Right. So it's about finding that balance between enforcing the rules, but also, like you said, de-escalating the situation.
Exactly. That balance is important.
Yeah.
And this is another great spot where practicing with RoleCatcher can be so valuable.
In what way?
The AI can analyze your responses to these challenging questions
Okay.
and provide feedback on your tone, your clarity, your overall effectiveness. You'll be polished.
Wow. So it's like having a virtual interview coach.
Absolutely, helping you fine-tune that approach and boost your confidence.
Oh, that's so cool. Now, what about a potential follow-up question? What could they ask?
Oh, they might hit you with, at what point would you escalate the situation to a supervisor or security personnel?
That's a good one. Because you don't want to overstep your boundaries, but you
Yeah.
need to know.
You got to know when to call for backup.
You need to know when to call for backup.
Exactly, and understanding those escalation procedures is crucial.
For sure.
And again, RoleCatcher can really guide you through those. Make sure you're prepared for any scenario.
Oh, that's fantastic. All right, let's tackle another challenging question. How do you handle a situation where you suspect that a passenger is trying to smuggle something in their hand luggage?
Ooh, now this is a high-stakes scenario,
Yeah.
so you got to demonstrate judgment, discretion, and your knowledge of procedures.
Right.
You want to emphasize that you would follow established protocols,
Okay.
like discreetly alerting a supervisor or security personnel.
Okay, right, because you don't want to accuse the passenger directly.
No, you don't want to cause a scene.
Right, or create unnecessary panic. You got to stay calm, observant, and follow the proper channels.
Exactly. Follow those procedures. They're there for a reason.
Now, what about a follow-up question for this one?
Oh, they could ask, what are some subtle signs that might raise your suspicion? This is where your knowledge of concealment techniques and behavioral cues comes in.
So you're learning to read people and their luggage like a book.
It's a skill. It's a skill.
That's fascinating. I love that.
And that's one of the things that makes this role so intriguing. It's a constant learning process.
Yeah.
Staying ahead of the curve as those smuggling methods evolve and technology advances, it never stops.
And speaking of technology, I'm curious, what kind of tools do hand luggage inspectors use these days? I mean, we've all seen the X-ray machines, but I bet there's a lot more to it than that.
You're absolutely right. Technology plays a huge role.
Yeah.
I mean, we're talking advanced X-ray systems that can detect even the smallest anomaly.
Wow.
Explosive trace detectors
Really?
that pick up minuscule particles. And even AI-powered algorithms that analyze images and flag potential threats. It's amazing.
So it's not just about eyeballing it anymore.
Not at all.
You're using cutting edge,
It's high-tech.
high tech to assist you.
Exactly. And this brings us to another important interview question. How do you ensure you stay up to date with changes in hand luggage regulations and technology?
That's a great question because with technology evolving so rapidly,
Rapidly.
you've got to be a lifelong learner in this field,
Absolutely.
right? How would you approach that?
Well, I would highlight your commitment to that continuous learning.
Okay.
Mention specific sources you use to stay informed, official websites, industry publications, professional development courses, even subscribing to relevant newsletters,
Oh, that's interesting.
or following industry experts on social media.
Right. So it really shows the interviewer that you're proactive and you're dedicated to, staying at the forefront of your field.
Exactly. You're showing them that you're interested and you want to stay in the know.
So what will be a follow-up question to that?
Oh, they might ask, what's a recent development in hand luggage security technology that you find particularly interesting?
Yeah.
Be prepared to share a specific example and explain why it caught your attention.
I see. So it's not just about saying you're willing to learn. It's showcasing that genuine interest.
It's about the passion, that curiosity.
Yeah.
Those are highly valued in this role.
Okay, let's switch gears for a moment
Okay.
and talk about career advancement.
Okay.
What are some potential growth paths for hand luggage inspectors?
Well, one path is moving into a supervisory or training role.
Okay.
guiding new recruits and ensuring compliance with security protocols.
Right, so you could be the trainer.
You could be the trainer, you could be the supervisor,
Yeah.
and you could also specialize in a particular area,
Interesting.
like screening technology,
Oh, wow.
threat assessment, become the expert.
That's really interesting.
So there's room to grow and specialize.
There's room to grow. That's great to know.
Absolutely. And as you gain that experience and expertise, you might even consider moving into a management position, overseeing those security operations at a larger scale.
That's so inspiring.
Yeah.
It shows that this isn't just a job.
It's a career.
It's a potential career path with real opportunities.
Exactly. And don't forget, RoleCatcher's career guides.
Okay.
They can provide those valuable insights into different career paths within the security industry.
Oh,
So you can start mapping out those future goals.
that's great. Okay, let's get back to those interview questions.
All
Okay,
right.
here's one that often throws people off. What are your salary expectations?
Yes, the salary question. It's a tricky one, but it's important to be prepared.
Of course.
Do your research beforehand.
Okay.
Look at industry averages. Consider your experience and qualifications, and be realistic.
Realistic.
And it's always a good idea to provide a range rather than a specific number.
Okay, so like a range.
Yeah, that gives you some flexibility, allows room for negotiation.
Makes sense, yeah.
You can even frame it in a way that emphasizes your interest in the role itself. Like, I'm more focused on finding the right fit and contributing to a great team, but based on my research and experience, I'm expecting a salary in the range of...
Okay, so you're showing that you're not just in it for the money,
Exactly.
but you're also aware of your worth,
You know what you're worth.
right? And RoleCatcher can help with this too, right?
Oh, yeah.
With the salary insights.
The salary insights are a great resource, providing data-driven salary ranges for similar roles in your location.
Oh, that's great. Okay, last question for this section. Do you have any questions for us? I feel like that one always comes at the end.
Always.
Right.
Yeah.
But is there a good way to approach that?
Oh, this is your opportunity to shine.
Okay.
Having thoughtful questions prepared
Yeah.
shows your genuine interest in the position, the company, the whole industry. It's a chance to gather some valuable information to help you make that informed decision.
So what kind of questions should you ask?
Focus on questions that show you've done your research.
And that you're really enthusiastic. Ask about the company culture, their training program,
Sure.
specific opportunities for professional development within the role.
Okay.
Avoid asking things they could easily answer with a quick Google search.
Right.
Focus on the questions that show that you've gone the extra mile,
Yeah.
that you're genuinely interested in joining their team.
So it's all about making that lasting impression.
That's it.
Yeah.
Showing them that you're not just another applicant,
Right.
but you're someone who's truly passionate about this field.
This has been incredibly helpful. We've covered so much ground already. And it's clear that, preparing for a hand luggage inspector interview, it's more than just memorizing answers.
It's about the nuance.
It's about understanding those nuances of the role, demonstrating your skills, your personality, showcasing your passion for safety and security. Exactly. And don't forget, RoleCatcher is your secret weapon in this whole process. From tailoring your CV and cover letter to practicing those interview responses, getting that AI-powered feedback, it's a game changer for any job seeker.
I mean, it really is like having a personal career coach
Absolutely.
and a security expert,
All in one.
all rolled into one.
All in one.
Amazing.
Hey!
All right, we're just getting warmed up, though. Let's take a quick break.
Okay.
Come back with even more insights and strategies to help you ace that interview.
Okay, so let's jump back into those interview questions.
Okay, sounds good.
All right, so this one might seem a bit unexpected. How do you stay motivated in a role that can be repetitive and sometimes stressful?
That's a great question.
It is.
Yeah, because let's face it, no job is exciting every single minute.
Not every minute.
So how would you recommend approaching this one?
I think you really want to focus on the bigger picture.
Okay.
Talk about the sense of purpose
Yeah.
you get from knowing that you are contributing to public safety. Mention your passion for the field, your interest in staying ahead of the curve as technology and security measures evolve.
Right, because it's not just about checking bags.
It's bigger than that.
Yeah.
It's about being a vital part of that security ecosystem.
Right, and you're making a difference.
You are, and you can even mention specific aspects of the job that you find engaging.
Okay.
Like, is it the challenge of identifying potential threats, the satisfaction of helping passengers, or the opportunity to work with a diverse team of professionals?
Right.
What is it that gets you up in the morning?
Right, it's about finding those personal motivators that keep you going, even when the going gets tough?
Yeah, that's where self-awareness really comes into play, you
Yeah.
know? Be honest about what drives you and how you maintain that positive attitude.
I like that. Okay, now for a question that really tests your knowledge and your attention to detail.
Okay, hit me.
Describe a time when you had to follow a complex set of instructions or procedures.
All right, this is your chance to shine. So think of a specific example, whether it's from a previous job, a volunteer role, even a personal project.
Okay.
Walk them through it. What steps did you take? Highlight your ability to understand, interpret, and execute those instructions accurately.
Like, for example, if you've ever assembled a piece of furniture from one of those
Oh, from the manual.
complicated instruction manual.
Yes, those are great.
Yeah.
Exactly. Or maybe you had to follow a detailed recipe, troubleshoot a technical issue, learn a new software program.
Sure.
The key is to show them you can pay attention to those details.
Right.
Follow procedures meticulously, and achieve a successful outcome.
Right, and don't forget to mention the challenges you faced and how you overcame them,
Of course, those are important.
because it shows that you can think critically
Yes.
and problem solve effectively.
Every successful outcome usually involves overcoming some kind of obstacle.
Right.
So sharing those experiences shows your resilience, your resourcefulness.
I like it. Okay, let's shift gears a bit and talk about teamwork.
All right, teamwork.
Here's a classic interview question. Describe a time when you had to work effectively as part of a team.
Teamwork. Essential in the security industry.
Absolutely.
So be ready to share an example that really highlights those collaboration skills.
Okay.
You know, choose a situation where you had to communicate effectively, coordinate tasks, contribute to a shared goal.
For example, you worked on a group project in school, or
Yeah, group
volunteered at a community event, or participated in a team sport.
Oh, great examples.
Yeah.
And focus on your specific contributions
Right.
to the team's success.
Okay.
Did you take initiative? Did you offer support to your teammates? Help resolve conflicts? Overcome obstacles?
Right. So it's not just about saying you're a team player, it's about proving it.
Exactly, with
Yeah.
concrete examples. And, you know,
Yeah.
even if the outcome wasn't totally successful, you can still talk about the lessons you learned,
Sure.
how you grew as a team member.
Right. It's a learning experience.
Always.
Okay. This next question is all about customer service.
Okay, customer service. Let's hear it.
How would you handle a situation where a passenger is upset or frustrated with the security procedures?
Yes. This one is all about empathy, your communication skills, and the ability to stay calm and professional even in those challenging situations.
For sure.
So really want to emphasize your commitment to providing excellent customer service even under pressure.
So how would you approach this situation? What are the key steps?
Okay, first, acknowledge their frustration,
Okay.
validate their feelings,
Okay.
listen attentively to those concerns,
Right.
try to understand their perspective.
Put yourself in their shoes.
Yeah, make that human connection.
Yeah.
Show them that you genuinely care.
I like that.
Then, calmly and clearly explain the reasons for those security procedures.
Okay.
Emphasize the importance of safety for all passengers.
Okay.
And whenever possible, offer alternatives or solutions. Reassure them that you're there to help.
Right. And if the situation escalates, what then?
Well, if the passenger becomes disruptive or aggressive, you got to remain calm and professional.
Oh.
Follow the established protocols for handling those situations,
Oh.
which might mean alerting a supervisor or security personnel.
Right, because your safety and the safety of the other passengers is paramount.
Exactly.
Right.
This is where your training and experience come in. You know, be prepared to discuss specific de-escalation techniques you've learned or situations you've handled successfully in the past.
I see. Okay, this next question is an interesting one. What are your thoughts on the use of AI and technology in airport security?
Ooh, this one is about showing your awareness of industry trends and your willingness to embrace those new technologies.
Sure.
Highlight the benefits of AI and technology,
Yeah.
you know, in terms of enhancing those security measures, improving efficiency, creating a safer travel experience for everybody.
Right.
You know, you could mention, for example, how AI-powered systems can analyze massive amounts of data, identify patterns, and flag potential threats more effectively than human operators alone.
Sure.
You can also talk about how technology is being used to streamline security procedures,
Okay.
automated check-in kiosks,
Yeah.
biometric screening,
Sure.
real-time threat assessments.
Wow. But it's also important to acknowledge the potential challenges, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
And ethical considerations.
You can mention the importance of data privacy, the need for transparency in how AI systems are used, and the potential for bias in algorithms.
I see. So it's about showing that you're not just blindly embracing technology.
It's a balance.
Yeah.
You're thinking critically
Right.
about those implications.
Okay, this next question is one that often trips people up. What is your greatest weakness?
Ah, yes, the classic weakness question. Now, it can feel like a trap,
It does.
but it's actually a great opportunity
Right.
to show off your self-awareness and your commitment to personal growth.
Okay.
Choose a weakness that's relevant to the role, but not critical, and explain how you are working to improve it.
For example, I sometimes struggle with public speaking,
Mm-hmm.
but I've been taking a course to improve my communication skills.
There you go.
Yeah.
Or maybe you tend to be a perfectionist,
Okay.
which can slow you down sometimes.
Right.
So explain how you're learning to prioritize tasks and delegate effectively.
Right. It's about framing it as a growth opportunity,
It is.
showing that you're proactive, you're committed to continuous improvement.
Absolutely. And honesty is key here.
Sure.
Don't try to disguise a strength as a weakness.
Right.
That'll come across as insincere.
Right. Be truthful.
Exactly.
Okay, here's a question that's all about your problem-solving skills. Describe a challenging situation you faced at work and how you resolved it.
Okay, so this is where you showcase your ability to think critically, make those decisions under pressure, and achieve a positive outcome.
Okay?
Choose a situation that's relevant to the role, like attention to detail,
Sure.
conflict resolution,
All right.
adherence to procedures. You know, for example, maybe you had to deal with a passenger carrying a prohibited item, or you notice a suspicious package that
Understood.
needed further investigation, something relevant,
Okay.
and walk them through the steps.
Okay.
Emphasize your thought process, your actions, and the result.
Right. And don't forget to mention the lessons you learned from the experience.
Of course not. Gotta have those lessons learned.
Right. And how you've applied them to your work.
It's all about showing them that you can learn from your mistakes,
Right.
grow as a professional.
Okay. This next question is a bit of a curveball. What do you think are the most important qualities of a successful hand luggage inspector?
So this question is all about showing that you understand the role in its core values.
Okay.
So highlight qualities like attention to detail,
Yeah.
vigilance,
Sure.
the ability to stay calm under pressure,
Right.
and a commitment to following those procedures.
Right. Because it's not just about spotting prohibited items.
It's about safety.
It's about maintaining a safe, a secure environment.
For everyone.
Right.
You can also talk about qualities like excellent communication skills, empathy, and the ability to work effectively as part of a team, all of those things.
Yeah. It's about painting that holistic picture
It is.
of what it takes to excel in this role.
And your answer should really align with the company's values
Of course.
and the specific requirements of the job.
That makes sense. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's talk about career goals.
Okay, career goals.
Here's a question that often comes up. Where do you see yourself in 5 years?
Ah, yes. This question is about showing your ambition, your commitment to professional growth,
Right.
and how you align with the company's long-term goals.
Okay.
Now, it's okay to be honest about your aspirations, but you want to frame your answer in a way that benefits both you and the company.
So, for instance, instead of saying, I want to be CEO in 5 years,
Yeah, maybe hold off on that one.
right, you might say something like, I'm eager to develop my skills and expertise in airport security,
Yeah.
and I hope to take on increasing responsibility within the team.
There you go. Much better.
Yeah.
You could also mention specific areas of interest, like specializing in a particular type of screening technology or pursuing a leadership role within the security department. Just some ideas.
The key is to show that you're motivated, that you're goal-oriented,
Yeah,
and that you're committed to making a long-term contribution to the company.
absolutely. And again, don't forget, RoleCatcher's career guides
Well, yeah.
can help you explore different career paths
Right.
and set those realistic goals.
Okay, we're getting close to the end of our interview question marathon. But
Almost there.
here's one more that's worth discussing. Do you have any questions for us?
Oh, this is a big one.
Right.
This is your time to really shine.
Okay.
Having those thoughtful questions prepared shows your interest
Right.
in the role, the company, the industry,
Sure.
and it's a chance for you to gather some info
Okay.
that can help you make a decision.
So what kind of questions should you ask?
Focus on questions that show that you've done your research.
Okay.
And that you're enthusiastic. You could ask about the company culture, their training programs, specific opportunities for professional development, you know. Avoid asking things they could easily answer with a quick Google search.
Of course.
Your questions should be insightful, engaging, and specific to the company and the role.
Right, and listening attentively to their responses is just as important, I would say,
It's very important.
as asking the questions themselves.
It shows that you're engaged and you're interested in what they have to say.
Okay, we've covered a ton of ground today.
We have.
You know, from understanding the hand luggage regulations to mastering those tricky interview questions.
It's been a journey.
It's been a journey, but before we wrap up,
Yeah.
let's circle back to RoleCatcher and how it can help you prepare for this exciting career.
Ah, yes, RoleCatcher. This AI-powered platform
Yeah.
can be a real game changer for any job seeker, but especially for those pursuing a career in security.
I see, okay.
It's got a vast database of job descriptions, sample questions, and industry insights that can really help you tailor your application,
Okay.
practice your interview responses,
Sure.
and gain that competitive edge.
So it's like having a personal career coach
It is
and a security expert
all rolled into one.
all rolled into one. Amazing.
And that AI-driven feedback,
Yeah.
it can help you identify your strengths and weaknesses,
Okay.
refine your approach, present yourself in the best possible light.
Okay, so we've just about reached the end of our deep dive, but
Yeah.
before we go, let's leave our listeners with some final thoughts,
Okay.
some inspiration
I like it.
as they embark on this exciting career journey.
Okay, so picture this.
Okay.
You ace the interview.
Yes.
You're standing there at the security checkpoint. That X-ray machine is humming.
Okay, I can hear it.
Passengers are streaming by. You're not just checking bags. You're safeguarding lives, protecting our skies.
Right.
You're contributing to a safer world.
That's powerful.
It's demanding, but it's incredibly rewarding.
And remember,
Yes,
RoleCatcher is there every step of the way,
every step.
providing the tools and resources you need to succeed.
So go out there, embrace that challenge.
Yeah.
Make a difference.
Yeah.
The world needs those skilled and dedicated hand luggage inspectors.
I agree.
And with the right prep,
Yes.
you can be one of them.
You know, it's pretty amazing how much goes into prepping for an interview like this.
Yeah.
We've talked about, well, everything from the regulations to those challenging questions. It's clear that this job, it requires a unique blend of skills and personality traits.
Really does. Being a hand luggage inspector, it's more than a job.
Yeah.
It's a responsibility. You're not just looking for a water bottle or a pocket knife. You're the first line of defense
Right.
against potential threats.
That's a big deal.
You're ensuring the safety of so many passengers.
And that brings us back to that core purpose,
Yeah.
public safety. It's easy to get caught up in the details, the interview prep,
Yeah.
but at the end of the day, it's about protecting people.
It is, and that sense of purpose, that can be really motivating,
Oh, yeah.
especially when you're dealing with those long hours.
Yeah.
The stressful situations, maybe a difficult passenger or two.
Sure. So for our listener who's on this journey, about to embark on this career path, what advice would you give them? What's the key to not just getting the job,
Yeah.
but thriving in this role?
I think, first and foremost, never lose sight of that sense of purpose.
Yes.
Remember that you're making a difference.
Yeah.
You're contributing to a safer, more secure society.
That's a powerful reminder. And I think it ties into what we discussed earlier, that passion, that curiosity.
Absolutely.
It's so important.
It is, because the security landscape, it's constantly evolving.
Yeah.
New threats, technologies advancing.
So look at Excel.
You got to be a lifelong learner.
Yeah. So it's not just about showing up and doing the job. It's about
It's about staying engaged.
asking questions.
Yeah, seeking out opportunities for professional development. Attend those industry conferences.
Right.
Read trade publications, connect with other professionals.
Stay in the know.
Stay in the know, never stop learning.
And that brings us back to RoleCatcher.
It does.
It's more than just a job search platform.
It's a resource
Yeah.
for staying informed, building your skills, and connecting with others in the field.
Right. It's AI-powered insights, can help you tailor your application, practice your interview responses, get that feedback.
Absolutely. And even discover new career paths you hadn't even thought about.
So for our listener who's ready to take that next step, I encourage you to check out RoleCatcher
Yes.
and see how it can help you land your dream job.
Insecurity.
All right. Well, that's about it for our deep dive into the world of hand luggage inspectors.
It's been fun.
We hope you found it informative, inspiring, maybe even a little bit thrilling.
And remember, the world needs more people like you. People who are willing to step up and protect the public.
Couldn't agree more.
So go out there, ace that interview, and embark on this exciting career adventure.
Until next time, happy job hunting.